everybody, and welcome to Going Public. I am Harry McCullough. This week, we talked to Lafourche Parish Council and Council member from District 3, Mark Perk. Thanks so much for being with us, Mark. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Harry, and thank you for allowing us the opportunity to speak about Lafourche Parish.
Yeah, and man, we got a lot of stuff that we'll talk about, a lot of stuff that's going to be going on.
Yes.
First, you want to start up. You're kind of a new guy, you've been in a year, but tell me about your experience over the year, learning the ropes as it would be in Lafourche Parish Council.
Yes, I am, and a little new to the government arena. I served 6 months on the city council, Thibodaux City Council, in an interim basis, and I seemed to do not a whole bunch of good, but not a whole bunch of damage, right, in 6 months. And so after that, a few people spoke to me about running for this seat, and my wife and I spoke about it and said, and I was at the end of my working career, and so it presented a great opportunity for me to get out there and serve the community. Born and raised in Thibodaux, I've always been involved in extracurricular nonprofits and things of that nature. So it's just another way of me giving back to the community.
Yeah, that's awesome, and a great way to think about it, right? Obviously at a little higher level, sometimes we don't always feel like they're representing us. Sometimes they might be representing themselves, but it's great to see that somebody with a community spirit, which I feel Thibodaux and Lafourche Parish in general has that spirit. There've always been HTV, for instance. You see people really talk about what's happening in the community on HTV or on the Trucks radio station back in the day.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. But it seems a very community-minded area.
It is. And you and I were talking about that earlier. When you encompass and look at the dynamics of the parish, it's quite interesting because you're roughly Lafourche is 95 miles, right? And so the culture from Thibodaux to South Lafourche is very different. But in the same breath, it's important that we support one another, right? And so what's important down the bayou or Port Fourchon has a huge reflection on the northern part of the parish as well, just as well as Nichols, right? So, but yeah, it seems to be very, we get along well. Hey, you may not always agree with one another. I was sharing this conversation with, we had the Students' Government Day yesterday, where we bring in, when I say we, the Lafourche Parish, City of Thibodaux.
There's some pictures.
Yeah, and there's some pictures up there where we bring in students from Edie White, Thibodaux High, South Lafourche, and Central Lafourche. And basically, they're assigned different positions, anywhere from mayor to coroner to a DA to council positions. And whatnot. And so it's very interesting that we share that with them on policies and things of that nature. But getting back to, I was expressing to these young ladies and gentlemen, there's, in particular, a Tuesday night, we have a meeting, right? And I'm on the northern part of the parish, right, and Councilman Lorraine's on the southern part. And there's a particular subject, and we necessarily don't agree with it, right? But we have discussions during the meeting. We vote on it, and I don't even remember what direction it went in. But what's interesting is the very next day, my wife being from down the bayou, right, go to Meadow, we had a funeral to go to, and we show up, and of course, Mr. Daniel's there, and him and I had a conversation on a personal level for a good 15 minutes. So it's refreshing that we can have these conversations. We take care of business within the business walls, but once we're outside of those walls, we're all just citizens and constituents of Lafourche Parish, and we're all looking out for what's best for the parish.
All pulling the rope in the same direction.
So
not
anyway.
fighting it out at the old Walmart and Raceland.
No, not like in past years. And look, I think the culture that Charlotte Randolph, when she came into office, she kind of wanted to get away from that divisive culture of North Lafourche, South Lafourche, right? And then Archie, President Chasson has really done a good job going on into his 6th year. And he's really done a good job of trying to keep it, trying to keep that separation away. So anyway.
And not to mention that we all go through shared experiences of hurricanes and lockdowns and all that it does bring a community together. Like, we all got to work together now.
Yes, it does. And look, we talked about that. We shared that with those young men and ladies yesterday about lockdowns, right? And that Archie in his tenure, he has had, I think as of yesterday, 23 has declared 23 declarations of emergencies.
Wow.
In his 6 years, right? So that's a bunch. and when you're asking businesses to shut down for 3 or 4 days in the snow, but personally, I agreed with that decision. As prior business owners, my wife and I, that puts a little bit of stress, but in the big scheme of things, it makes sense, right? It makes sense when you can't drive in the snow. We know we start putting parish workers, law enforcement, people that don't need to be out there. We put them in harm's way, right?
No, it's the right thing to do, and like I say, brings us all together where we can all work together as a community. So let's take a break, and we'll talk more about some of the projects that are happening in that community in Lafourche. We'll be right back with Going Public right after this.
In South Louisiana, storms are a way of life. Every storm poses a different threat, whether from flooding or hurricane-force winds. At All South Consulting Engineers, we help protect our people from these disasters. Before a storm, we work with our leaders to prevent catastrophic damage. After the storm, we help get the resources needed for rebuilding. We have helped our cities, parishes, and school boards recover over $2 billion to rebuild our community. We'll be here for the next one.
Located at 5004 Imperial Drive in Houma, April and Iris is a must-see for those looking for exquisite home decor and gifts. Owned by April Boudreau, along with her talented design team, there is no lack of detail to enhance your shopping experience. April and Iris has all your decor needs.
Come in today and let us help you complete your design vision. It's what we do.
April and Iris, Houma's newest home interior and gift store, where decor and inspiration meet and fulfill all your design needs.
Sea Level Construction is a heavy civil contractor that provides turnkey services for the industrial and marine industries. From building large-scale infrastructure to installing the foundation for expansion projects, Sea Level and its family of companies offer a wide range of capabilities including driven piles, drill deep foundations, structural fabrication, structural concrete, marine construction, barge maintenance and repair, site work development, heavy equipment repair services, and electrical services. Call Sea Level Construction to set the foundations for your next big project.
Terrebonne Parish School District is now hiring bus drivers. A valid CDL is required. If you don't have a CDL, we have paid training available. You must be able to pass a medical health exam and a drug test. Our salary range is very competitive with similar jobs starting at $26 per hour. Benefits include free health insurance and retirement. Contact the TPSD Transportation Office at 876-7400 or apply online at www.tpsd.org.
A new company with a lot of history. GIS Engineering has rapidly grown its brand around an experienced team of professionals. GIS Engineering is a full-service planning, engineering, procurement, and construction management company specializing in coastal protection and restoration, upstream and downstream industrial, and transportation infrastructure projects. Putting people first, GIS Engineering, a new company with a lot of history.
Everybody, welcome back to Going Public. Harry McCullough here. We're speaking with Mark Perk, who is the councilman in District 3 from the Lafourche Parish Council. So let's talk specifically. You've been in a year. Let's talk a little bit about your district in District 3. What's going on at this time?
Well, it's quite interesting. our district is actually, which is the northern part of Lafourche Parish, just northwest of Thibodeau, west of Thibodeau, we've incurred the largest population growth.
Oh, yeah.
The largest, that's where the movement has come.
Oh, yeah, all you
right?
can do is make
and
a
so,
trip
yeah,
up a
you
308
go off
see.
of 3185, right, the bypass
Yeah,
road
right.
from Shriva to get to northwest Thibodeau, and you will see the growth in homes. So with that, we've had a lot of growth, a lot of homes, but with that comes a stress on infrastructure.
Sure.
And one of the things that I've encountered is we've got a lot of work to do. You know, when I ran for office, be it a blessing or a curse, the blessing was I was unopposed, which was great, right? The curse was that I didn't really have the opportunity or force the opportunity to go knock on doors, talk to people, right? See what the real issues were in the district. Well, I get sworn in on January 6th of 2024. My first meeting is on the 9th of 2024. And on the 10th, the following day, the Wednesday, we get this torrential rain in January where we had 13 inches of rain. So literally, I was boots on the ground that day and really was able to see the issues we had and the work we had to do. And so with that, come May, we get another 9-inch rain. And then, of course, we've got Francine that hits us and dumps 13 inches of rain in less than 12 hours in our area. And I had 50 to 60 homes that did take water. So at that point, the conversations had been flowing with the administration, with Parish President Chesson. And at that point, I decided to hold 2 town hall meetings, and basically in 2 parts of my district. And it was really eye-opening for everyone to come out. Some very spirited conversations. But what I did was, which I was very flattered and very pleased, that I invited Archie Chesson, the parish president. He attended. I had representatives from Public Works, Sheriff Craig Weber to address law enforcement. I had District Attorney Christine Russell there. She addressed cyber attacks and how people in Lafourche Parish and in the surrounding area are being scammed out of their hard-earned money. I had Assessor Wendy Thibodeau there to talk about the assessments and how people are taxed, and because a lot of our constituents and citizens, when they look at their tax, you look at your tax, right, and you see all of that taxes, the first comment is, well, I'm paying all these taxes and my roads are busted, my drainage is not good. Well, but when you break down those taxes, between 7 and 8% of those taxes, that's all that goes to Lafourche Parish for drainage and roads. So if someone's paying $1,000, right, $70 to $80 of that goes to there. So anyway, we had these meetings, and along with State Representative Brian Fontenot, and it really came up, we had all of these meetings and we came up with a good game plan. We really got the ears and everyone to focus on drainage, in the roads, and so we've really come up with a plan. We've put some grants in place. Right now, we're currently working on to submit some grants that'll enhance drainage. But since that time, we've really been the parish president has really been, I really got his ear, my constituents got his ear, and we've been out there trying to improve drainage, just doing a lot of cleaning out and things of that nature.
So more cleaning out than pumps and that kind of
Yeah,
stuff,
it's
right? 'Cause
more
I mean, when you
maintenance.
get that kind of rain, you get
Yeah,
over 10
look,
inches.
it's gonna affect someone.
That's
right?
not levees, that's more
no.
pumps.
And the encouraging part is with the last rains, we had done a bunch of work before Francine hit, and thank God we had. But the common comment that people gave me was that, it came up, the water came up, but it went down fast. So it's just got to get to the pumps to get pumped out. Now, not to say we need new pumps. That is on a list. It's on a P5 list with the state, which P5 is 5-6 years down the road, best scenario. But we're aggressively working on it. We keep plugging away, and I just want the constituents of that area to know that, you know, their words are not going unnoticed.
Right. So you're preparing to at least have everything cleaned and all. Do people get on? Do they want to reduce the number of permits, let's say, to build subdivisions, that kind of stuff?
No, all the permits, we do get a little stress about that because, Harry, because a lot of where these subdivisions are being built, and I grew up in that area.
Sure.
So I'm well aware, right? I used to ride bikes in those cane fields, right? So they are now, that's where the water used to go.
Right.
So
that's part of it.
that's part of it, but these subdivisions are being built to code. So
that's absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got another segment to go with Mark Perk. We'll be right back on Going Public right after this.
A new company with a lot of history, GIS Engineering has rapidly grown its brand around an experienced team of professionals. GIS Engineering is a full-service planning, engineering, procurement, and construction management company specializing in coastal protection and restoration, upstream and downstream industrial, and transportation infrastructure projects. Putting people first, GIS Engineering, a new company with a lot of history.
Led by a 7-member commission, the Terrebonne Port was created to assist our local industry in promoting economic development. We monitor government regulations that affect our local industry and work with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to secure maintenance dredging funds. Because the HNC is the main artery for the heartbeat of Terrebonne's economy, Terrebonne Port fights a constant battle for funding to maintain the federally authorized navigable depth. We are now leasing waterfront and non-waterfront property. Terrebonne Port Commission, serving our industry to keep Terrebonne thriving.
Sea Level Construction is a heavy civil contractor that provides turnkey services for the industrial and marine industries. From building large-scale infrastructure to installing the foundation for expansion projects, Sea Level and its family of companies offer a wide range of capabilities including driven piles, drilled deep foundations, structural fabrication, structural concrete, marine construction, barge maintenance and repair, site work development, heavy equipment repair services, and electrical services. Call Sea Level Construction to set the foundations for your next big project.
Located at 5004 Imperial Drive in Houma, April and Iris is a must-see for those looking for exquisite home decor and gifts. Owned by April Boudreau, along with her talented design team, there is no lack of detail to enhance your shopping experience. April and Iris has all your decor needs.
Come in today and let us help you complete your design vision. It's what we do.
April and Iris, Homa's newest home interior and gift store, where decor and inspiration meet and fulfill all your design needs.
Pelican Waste and Debris is your local company. We don't just work here, we live here. Pelican meets every residential and commercial service need, offering roll-off, front-load, and compactor services, ideal for hotels, restaurants, apartments, construction or industrial sites, and much more. We also make recycling simple and cost-efficient. Visit pelicanwaste.net or call us at 985-873-9553.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Going Public. Harry McCullough here, Mark Perk right here, District 3 Councilman of Lafourche Parish Council. Look, Ida was 4 years ago, but we're still got some projects. I know we're getting ready, but there's a lot of projects going on in the parish with and without Ida.
Yeah, well, yeah, and if you look up there, yeah, you'll just kind of see some of the projects, that we've got. I received the parish president does a good job of sending us a report out on projects once a month, and we currently have 36 projects in house right now that we're working on. 32 of them are still Ida related, be it roofs, be it, now we're in Thibodeau where, we really tried to work down the bayou very hard because the infrastructure was just battered from Zeta to Ida, and it was just really important that we need to get a hospital, we need to get libraries, and so we've kind of, now that FEMA's stepping in, we're breaking brick and mortar, we've got things that going up, we can start pulling back up, and we're coming back up to buy, and now, it's our courthouses, our DA's office, it's the courthouse annex, all of these buildings that we've got going in place. So, some of the pictures we had up there was, of course, the first one those first two is our new Showborn and Arena, which was on the books before. And we're on the tail end of that. That is going to be a fabulous agricultural complex to have rodeos and show placements and just ag shows. We really think that is going to generate some great income, tax revenue for the businesses in the surrounding area. It's a state-of-the-art place, probably one of the best in the state.
Yeah, well, they got some Hall of Famers that have come out of Raceland area, right?
Yes, yeah. And then you look at the new Galliano Health Unit, as I stated, that's moving along. We can't get it fast enough.
That's going to take the place of Our Lady of the Sea?
That temporarily, and then we're going to start with the hospital. That is still on the books. So, and of course, we've talked about this several times before in reference to all of our ball fields have pretty much come up in place. And the big thing with all of that was held and all of that up was we installed new metal poles, new LED lights on all of these. We took down the regular telephone poles and put something that will
stand
hurricane resistant, right? Yeah. So we're not fighting that battle. And then, of course, one of the pictures is the beginning stages. We gutted out. We were in the old Walmart building for the South Lafourche government building. We've gutted it out, and now we're starting to refurbish. And then this was another project that was on the books, is our new animal shelter, which is actually, we just tore the old one down, and we've got a soft opening on that right now. So we'll probably be doing a ribbon cutting, I would think, within the next 2 or 3 weeks for that.
That's great. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
We have a lot of projects, and they just can't move quick enough, right? And we just can't move quick enough with them. Unfortunately, it's not like your house, right? You're doing a remodel project on your house, the contractor comes up with oh man, we have this issue. Well, he presents the costs, and you make a decision right then and there, right, Harry? And so, but with government, it takes a while. We've got to issue a new work order. It's got to come before the council as a new resolution. We've got to vote on it. Of course, we're going to vote on it, but it's still a process. It's a checks and balance.
Bonds and payments and all those kind of things.
All those good things.
And the whole region's rebuilding too.
Yeah.
So just finding contractors, and materials are all kind of as well. So.
Yep. So, but we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Moving in the right direction.
Well, I was just going to say a lot of people will be moving and grooving. We got a lot of good festivals coming on.
Yes.
La Fête du Monde is the first.
La Fête du Monde, that's April. Yeah, it's that time of the year, right? The spring. And we've got April 25th through the 27th at the Lafourche Cajun Bayou Visitor Center, our new tourist center.
Yeah.
And, and what I tell people is all of these are, they support nonprofits, right? The money they go for this in particular goes to the fire departments down there, they provide funding to the Knights of Columbus, some of these other nonprofits, so they can go out and do their work in the community. And what's really interesting for this one, our council chairperson, Chairman Otan is involved in it, Councilman Arabi is involved in it, and so we're not only council people, but we're out there supporting the causes. Other than that, so
that's a good one too. And you got the blessing of the fleet.
The annual blessing of the fleets. This is going to be the 109th time they do this in Golden Meadow. So I'm sure Councilman Lorraine's going to be involved in that. That's usually at Our Lady of Prompt Succor. And that's a long-standing tradition. So for anyone that really just wants to have a little different experience, go down and just kind of see that. Those shrimpers really and fishermen really take pride in this event.
They do.
So,
and then that'll be on the 26th. Then you got the Laurel Valley
on
Spring
the
Fest.
27th, we have the Laurel Valley Spring Festival, which supports the Laurel Valley Plantation in their Heritage Festival and the good things that they do there, right? And then last but not least, the big Thibodeau Fireman's Fair, right, on the first weekend of May, which supports our Thibodeau firemen. Again, we've got Councilman Bo Melvin's involved in this. So as a volunteer fireman. So we're kind of all over the place, but this is a huge festival. Our fire department really depends on their funding, and these guys only don't fight. They're not just fighting fires, but they're out there. They were out there at Bet-Neff helping pick up trash the other day.
Absolutely.
So, anyway.
What a tradition of volunteer fire fighting in Thibodeau, no doubt. Well, Mark Burke, thanks for the update. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.
All right, that's Going Public this time. I'm Harry McCullough. Thanks. We'll see you next time.